All right, it's Friday morning, so in all seriousness, Donald Trump apparently put out on Truth Social that he's demanding that Pam Bondi investigate Bill Clinton, Chase Bank, J.P. Morgan, specifically relative to the Epstein files and Jeffrey Epstein. So let's think about this timeline for a second here. In February of this year, the White House invited a bunch of right-wing influencers to start giving them Volume 1 of the Epstein files. It was garbage, redacted documents that had already all been made public. That caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. Shortly after that, Pam Bondi appeared on Fox News and right-wing media multiple times and said that she had Jeffrey Epstein's client list on her desk and she was reviewing it and was going to be releasing it. Then in March of this year, no doubt after she and Patel and their people dove into the Epstein files, so we got 20,000 pages of additional documents just this week. Donald Trump's name appears in those documents 2,000 times. And those were documents that the DOJ doesn't even have. So in March of this year, once they realized what they were getting into, there was an order that came down for the FBI that 1,000 FBI personnel were going to work around the clock, locating everywhere, every instance in the 300,000 or 400,000 pages of documents that comprise the Epstein files where Donald Trump's name appeared. And they did that. It took them 3 weeks to do that. Then in May, Pam Bondi had to inform President Trump that his name appears in the Epstein files likely thousands of times. And then the first Sunday in July, an unsigned memo came out from the DOJ saying there was no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed anybody. There is no client list. There will be no further investigation into this case, and they're not going to release any other materials from the files, which that caused another kerfuffle. And so Trump and his DOJ had all of this material, except for the new stuff that came out, during Donald Trump's first term. So by now posting on Truth Social that he's demanding that Bill Clinton, J.P. Morgan, and Chase Bank be investigated, specifically as it relates to the Epstein files, he's admitting that there are potential crimes there that he did not prosecute during his first term. First of all, he just negated that whole July 6th memo from the DOJ saying there's nothing left to prosecute, there'll be no further investigations. But he's admitting that there were crimes that he didn't prosecute. And why is he doing that? Because over the last several days, he's back in hot water again with the Epstein case, with these new emails that have been released. And he doesn't want to be the only one who has to answer questions about this shit. So he's going to order his DOJ to finally get around to prosecuting somebody for the Epstein case. It's not going to be Epstein's best friend from 15 years, Donald Trump, but it's going to be Bill Clinton and the financial institutions that allowed Jeffrey Epstein to move money around to pay for the things that he was doing. And which I think, I don't care who it is, man. Go after everybody. Go after every person, every man, every institution, every assistant, every human being who in any way, shape, or form facilitated Jeffrey Epstein's illegal activities and the activities of all of his co-conspirators. Put them all in prison, man. Every single one of them. But in issuing that Truth Social post, Donald Trump just admitted that for the first 10 months of his second term, he and his DOJ and his FBI have been engaged in a massive cover-up. Because he knew there were things there that needed to be investigated, and he didn't do it. And he told his DOJ to put out that memo in July saying there was going to be no further investigation. And now that these new documents came out that the DOJ didn't even have, oh, now there's more stuff to investigate. Meaning that up until today, his administration and his DOJ and his FBI have been just engaged in an absolutely massive cover-up to benefit him. It's all of which I'm sure he doesn't even realize. It's going to be super fun to watch Pam Bondi testify the next time she appears before a House or a Senate committee. Same thing with Patel and Dan Bongino. A lot of questions now.